Good to go.
Hey, Modern Jeepers. Welcome to another episode of the Modern Jeeper Show. With me, Mattson from Metalcloak, and Mr. Modern Jeeper.
Hey, buddy. This is Corey. And next to me, we have...
Rockstar Jeep Girl.
Rockstar Jeep Girl.
Somebody.
You know, it's funny because a lot of times when we record this, like I flub the intro all the time. and when it's live, you just can't do that.
Well, it's also funny because typically we're not in the same room together, so
Right.
to sit here and talk to you like it's a delayed video, is a little bit different for sure.
It is. And as well, just so you guys know, like we are watching and we're monitoring. I got YouTube in front of me. Corey's got Facebook. Jesse's got Instagram. So you can chat. And if you're lucky, we might catch it and be able to actually comment. If you ask questions, all that kind of stuff, we're here to do it because you can actually help our agenda along because sometimes we have no idea what to talk about. If you're a fan of the show at all, you know we don't ever really know what to talk about. We tried that in the beginning. We actually had agendas. Like we had, okay, we're going to do this part of the syllabus. We're going to do tech tip of the week, have interviews. Where did all that go?
It's amazing that as when we first started talking about putting the live together, and you had mentioned, let's talk about some of the episodes from the past that were our favorites.
Right.
I'm still blown away that we've done 200 episodes.
That's right.
And
our 200th episode.
The last last couple years have been challenging, interesting. I think we've gotten a little bit more creative, but it's amazing to me that we are able and we get to share what we all do in this lifestyle with you all, and that hopefully we provide some kind of benefit.
It's one thing that we can share. What's more amazing is that you actually are interested. Let's face it. The big thing is that you guys are actually interested in listening to us. I do these Instagram lives on occasion. And in fact, I just got a question from somebody. Can we get a jacket like you were wearing in your Instagram live video this morning? No, that's custom. That's my custom jacket. I got a few of those. But however, there used to be a program, maybe I'll do this again one of these days, where you could send anything you wanted into us, and we'd get it embroidered for you and send it back. So you could send a jacket, that sort of thing, shirt. Maybe we'll do that again. I'll think about it. But so the answer to your question is no. Sorry, that's mine. But these guys, like I'll do the Instagram live and I watch the numbers, like they come on and it starts out at 35 watching, and then 30, and then 15, and then 10, and then 3, right? And I've been surprised that the opposite has happened with the show, is that we keep going more and more, it's a growing audience. In fact, we'll talk a little bit later, but I got some interesting statistics and some data on like what our favorite shows were this last year, what the data says your favorite shows were this last year, what the data says that where many of you are coming from. It's kind of interesting, and we'll look at all that.
Well, we just finished, the reason we were out here, of course, obviously, is for this episode, but we also made a stop in Las Vegas. Last weekend was the Consumer Electronics Show, the CES show, and it's always good for us to keep things in perspective, and we'll talk more about that throughout the show, but it's amazing to me what this environment, our environment across the country, whether it's the automotive industry, the off-road industry, consumer electronics, there was 115,000 attendees. We've gone to SEMA for a number of years. This 115,000 attendees at CES shows you kind of the direction of technology.
So I have a question for you, because like, what do you think what's the most attendance you've had at SEMA? What is 60,000?
Yeah, in between that 60 to probably 80 range, maybe.
And you couldn't, like, the way it's laid out, you couldn't even like walk through the aisles.
Right.
What's CES like?
Double the attendees in open spaces. It's what
SEMA, be listening.
Yeah, SEMA needs to do a little bit better. There were 3,200 vendors at CES, which, think about that, 3,000 vendors. Some of these vendors' booths were 10,000 square feet. Their booth was ginormous, but done very well, and it definitely is. It says something about where we're heading as a country, as a planet. A lot of focus on electric, of course. the entire West Hall, those of you that have ever been to SEMA know that the West Hall is now where all of Offroad is. Well, the entire West Hall was just vehicle mobility. Like, and I tell you, there's some things coming that we all kind of need to keep our eyes and ears and pay attention to, because things are gonna change the way we live life.
I'm still waiting for that Jeep where you can just go hiking it. It's going to go through the Rubicon for you. Like, I always wanted to hike the Rubicon, but now I can hike the Rubicon and have the Jeep follow me.
Well, you could just do it virtually.
Oh,
right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So just go through it. Like, well, hey, that would be cool. Like, we actually wanted to do that years ago. And I remember there was a show, was it Top Gear, one of those, that Top Gear US show, and they did it, the reality is they did it kind of funkily. They intentionally went and rolled a rig, and they rolled it specifically because they wanted to make good footage, right? So, which is like the dumb stuff you do on the Rubicon. You don't want to be those guys, right? But we actually went through and we're going to hire a company to go through the entire Rubicon and document it for Google Maps.
Right.
So that you could actually then go through and you could sit there on your computer and actually go through the entire Rubicon, right? I mean, why not? But this show not only is our 200th episode, but it is also the I Resolve the Off-Road
Off-Road, yes.
So up until I think our last 9 years of doing this, and I'll tell a little backstory. The reason we started doing the I Resolve to Jeep giveaway it's a New Year's giveaway, is because all these other companies that were in our industry were doing Christmas giveaways, 12 days of Christmas, and I think Northridge still does that, and 12 days of Christmas, and where somebody gives some gifts away. And quite frankly, our friends over at Poison Spider, Dusty and Larry. Larry was it Spider Claus? I think it was his name. He dressed up as Spider Claus, and they would do a whole live event giving away stuff. And it was a similar format to what we did. You chose what you wanted, what were your wish list, and then they gifted it, right? And it was a lot of steps and stuff. So I was inspired by what Dusty did over there and created the I Resolve to Jeep Off-Road New Year's event. And the whole idea is that you're pledging to off-road with Metalcloak, or in this case, pledging to Jeep with Metalcloak. Now, this year we changed it to off-road. Why? Because of all of you, we have a growing audience. We have more Ram owners, more Bronco owners, and even Toyota owners that are becoming part of the Metalcloak community. And we don't want to just ostracize you because you have to pledge to Jeep. So instead, it's pledging to off-road. So this year is the first ever I Resolve to Off-Road, but it is our 10th year doing this giveaway. And it's pretty awesome. So 2 years ago, we had our 100th episode, myself and Dell Albright that sat here doing this giveaway. Then 2 years ago, it was all of us for a 100th episode. Last year it was Scott Becker and I doing it for the giveaway, and now we're back for our 200th episode. So maybe it'll be an every other year thing, because in 2 years we're gonna have our 300th episode, 400th episode,
That's right.
500th episode. We're gonna be
We're here
doing this.
forever, yeah.
We're gonna be doing this for decades, decades, I tell you. Yeah, I think you guys will probably fire us by the time that happens. So let me just explain before we get more into why talking about doing the episode and things that our favorite shows and other things. What I want to explain the rules, because I know many of you are watching specifically for the giveaway. So here are the rules of the game. When you went in and you followed the steps, and if you went and followed the steps and did everything right, part of what you did is you chose your third most important item you wanted, your second most important item you wanted, and your first most important item you wanted. And maybe you put them into that order. I know for a fact some of you do things like, I want a long arm kit with 6-packs as my first, long arm kit with Rock Sports as my second, long arm kit with no shocks as my third. Some of you play games and go, you know what, I never win first place, but maybe I'll win second place. So I'll do the most important item, the thing I want is my second place entry, whatever it happens to be. Anyway, you guys filled that out. Now Jesse has a blue binder over there. And open that up, Jesse, and show everybody. Inside of there is every one of those entries. Now, I will say we had 344 entries.
A lot.
Over 4,000 of you inquired based on the promotion. And I will say this was a 1-week one. We've never done it this short. I've always done 2 or 3 weeks on this giveaway. But because of the timing, because of the end of the year, because of the 200th episode, we had to make it shorter. So, which was fine because most of you guys do your entries at the last minute anyway. So I just moved that up a little bit. But 344 entries into the contest, which is great. Over 4,000 of you learned about it, went through the process to learn what it was about, but 344 of you actually said it was important enough to do. And that was part of it. If you're going to make a pledge, if you're going to make a resolution, it has to have some steps to it. Otherwise, it's easy for you not to do it. And we're not just doing a quick giveaway. We've done those.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yeah,
plenty of those where you just send us your email and we'll choose to give away or that sort of thing. But this one was kind of special because of the fact that you could win. I mean, if you think about it, if you had a long arm kit with 6-pack shocks, it's over $7,000 value of one product, and you could win that.
Pretty good odds.
There's some entries for that here. Pretty good odds that somebody might win that today.
Yeah, at 340 entries, you think about that. That's really good odds to win something. Yeah.
Right. And every time I say that, my CFO downstairs gets a little, he starts hemorrhaging. but we've got to do it, right? So how it works is throughout this show, we will start, and I have my phone set up with a randomizer, okay? Same randomizer I use every time we do one of these giveaways or when we do the Thanksgiving giveaways, whatever. We have the randomizer on here. And it's set, we will choose the random, and we'll randomly choose one of those. Now, throughout the show as well, I might do a random number and just have Jesse identify somebody because we want to give away a Rubicon poster or a mug or something that we have here. I think we're even going to give away one of the silver coins today. All these little things we'll give away, but it's just for the fun of it, and Jesse will put those in there. Now, if you win one of those other things, it does not disqualify you from winning one of the major prizes. Right. But here's the deal. We are going to do this, and then this is kind of like racing. In the world of racing, you go through basic tech, and then you go and race. And if you win, you go through a tech inspection again to make sure that you didn't violate any rules. I didn't go through all these entries and go, everybody did exactly what they're supposed to do. All those entries are there. They've been edited down because some of you guys had duplicates because maybe the form didn't work, whatever. We pulled those out. After the show, we're going to go verify that things were done on those, right? I will have a contingency. I will do one contingency for each one. If there's somebody gets disqualified, I will do one contingency, all right? And we'll have those numbers. But so we have one chance for somebody, if somebody does get disqualified, to be able to do it. I'm also going to say that there's some very broad brushstrokes here. I'm not a stickler about maybe how you put the entry into the forum. The key is that it had the name of the product as it's written, not just like I want a 3.5-inch lift kit. You had to put 3.5-inch game changer suspension, blah blah blah, as it's written, and the link. Doesn't matter if the text itself was hot linked.
Right.
It does matter that there is a link and the text there. So that's the key. I want to make sure that is done, and that you did it both for social and for it. Now, there was the point that if you did not have a social account, you could do additional forums or some other way of doing it if you don't have social, because some of you don't, and I totally understand that. We'll have those backups, but if you follow those basic rules, you will win. You have until, basically, I've generally said 10 minutes. This has been kind of fluctual, but you need to get back to us right after the show because you should be watching. I mean, honestly, for all of you watching, if somebody wins who didn't watch and just got a phone call from a friend or a text or watched it 3 hours later, that's not as fun, right? So for all of you, you need to be watching. So you need to get a hold of us right away. For any of these wins, just send a message. The best way to do it is to go to the website and send a message to the website. You can do it through Facebook as well if you want to, but we're monitoring it downstairs and we'll make sure all this stuff is going on. All right, so that's the basic rules. We're gonna go through this process. We're gonna select them throughout the day or throughout the show. Shows can probably be an hour, hour and a half. A note right now for Instagram followers, and we will be, we'll bring this up again as we get close to it. Instagram's live feed is an hour. Currently, that's what we're limited to. So at about an hour point, the feed will end. However, we are going to continue feeding to Instagram. So all you need to do is click out, click back in, and you should be able to go again. All right. So, or if you just don't want to do that on Instagram, you want to watch it on Facebook, it's over there. Or of course, youtube.com/ModernJeeper. So for any of you watching, you can watch it on youtube.com/ModernJeeper, Facebook /ModernJeeper, Instagram/ModernJeeper. So you can bounce back and forth if you have to go someplace, you have to go to the bathroom, you want to, whatever you want to do.
Well, and there is a little bit of delay between all of the different platforms.
Yeah.
So please know that Facebook's a little bit behind in how their feed works. But so if you're watching and looking at it and going, hey, wait a minute, did I miss something? That delay is probably going on a little bit.
By the way, I'm gonna give a shout out to our friends at Summit Custom 4x4 because this is what I got for Christmas from them. And it's funny because this is the first time I've actually used it, but I wanted to use it and show it off. But this is kind of a cool little thing. Now, there's some yellow on here and the way reflection, so you may actually have some with the green screen behind us. But did you like the background?
Yeah, the background looks awesome.
This is pretty cool.
The
Like
background
they built a whole set for us. You know, we're so important. But I just want to give a shout out to Jesse and the guys out there at Summit 4x4 for this really cool mug.
Well, and the way the background works is kind of interesting because, of course, we talked about we were going to wear green suits today. But and we were even looking at we had these really cool water bottles, but apparently it's a close enough color to some of our background stuff that it kind of
Instagram.
if I hold it up, I'm not sure what it
Well,
does.
yeah, we got to put it up above the green in it when you put the green background.
We don't have the background on Instagram.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. If you're on Instagram, you don't see the cool background. That's too bad.
I know.
Yeah. It's so
It's pretty
sad.
neat. Go to YouTube.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
YouTube. You can definitely see the.
Yeah, Instagram's kind of like us pulling down our pants and saying, here, look what we see, the pimple on my ass. But with YouTube, this is where we're all dressed up still. All right, so one of the things I wanted to go over with, like this, since it's like 200th episode, is like since our last time doing it, what were your favorite moments this year on the shows? And I kind of wrote down my 3 favorite shows in general. What was your favorite one, Jesse?
Well, so far, when I went back through, some of my favorite moments from last year, of course, is when everybody comes to Colorado. Not only do we have our San Juan adventure, we have tons of people coming over, usually for his birthday, and then we do a lot of wheeling trips with some of our close friends. So one of my favorites was when everybody was over there and we were working on Funshine. Like, who remembers that?
Yeah.
All the cool garage work that was going on with all my friends. Like, that was the coolest part of my year.
I think we got to set up some GoPros around your property next year when they come out, and just document the whole thing and like create a show just on that.
That would be cool.
Everybody's got to wear lavalier mics.
Instead
you
of
gotta mic
cribs, we
everybody
have
up.
garage.
Yeah, just
The cool garage.
GoPros everywhere, lavalier mics everywhere, and just like document this whole thing. And it'd just be kind of fun. Either that or hire you hire a little film crew to come out and just like.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Is there a college near you?
Yeah, about 100 miles.
Is there like any film program over there?
Oh yeah. I'm sure
we
there's
should
some
get
folks
college
running
students.
around. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Feed them beer and pizza.
Beer and pizza's awesome.
Beer and pizza.
Oh, I have to shout out. My kids are watching. Hi, guys. Hi, Amber.
Hey.
Hi, Lyra. My grandbabies. So everybody's watching.
Yeah,
Nice,
the grandbabies.
nice.
We see a lot of those pictures. We do. Cutie pies. Yeah, I have to point out, mine are in school.
Yay.
At least they better be.
Huh.
Wow, nobody got kicked out this week.
Well,
there you
that's a
go.
good
Yeah,
thing.
my first grader got suspended last week. That was fun. Yeah, that's right.
More
That's
to
how
come.
that's how I've raised my kids. How about you, Corey?
I kind of went back through this year, and the folks that know me well, and I kind of went more along the not specific lines because I'm blown away that we have people that follow us, that pay attention to what we're doing, and the fact that we get to share that. But so I kind of made a grouping of my 3 things, and of course the guests. The guests that we've had on the show this year it always provides another aspect, another perspective for what we all do. So I can go back and look at episodes we had Dave Cole on, we had Tony Carvalho on, we had Casey 250 on, we had Jeremy Rowe on, we had Sean Holman on. I mean, we had some pretty big players. Ian is always one of our favorite guests just because of Ian. And it just provides for me a different perspective, and it lets me remember it's a big family of our Jeepers, our Jeeper family. And we wouldn't be able to get to do what we do if it wasn't for the folks that are also involved in this industry. So yeah, I didn't really have a specific episode that was like, this was my favorite one. Because if I look back on it, it's very, I would struggle. I couldn't find a specific one that I enjoyed because they're all
good.
different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have 3 episodes that I specifically enjoyed for 3 different reasons. And I'm going to start with I'll start with one of them. We'll talk more about it. But mine, actually, you mentioned one of them, which is KC250.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I enjoyed that, it wasn't just the episode, it's just I enjoyed what you guys did there. Because I wasn't part of that episode. I wasn't even in that episode. That you guys were out on this Death Valley trip,
Yep.
taking the time to stop and record video and audio so that we could create an episode out of it, right?
And
Yeah.
it was at Death Valley itself.
I mean,
Yeah, so we
that
didn't
was
have a
fun.
signal, we didn't have service or anything like that, and
Yeah.
create those little clips and then be able to piece something together that
Yeah.
kind of halfway made
Yeah.
some sense.
Yeah, and in fact, one of our production crew here, Gary is our production producer on the show for all intent and purposes, because most weeks, we record on Tuesday. I send him the files and all the other little fluff around it, and then by Wednesday, he's got the production done. He's put it together. He's put the thumbnails together. He's tried to piece it together. He's tried to clip out the little parts. So I say, yeah, I was an idiot right there. Please take that out. But he leaves all yours in. So I didn't make that directive. Sorry. And then he has it and he goes live Thursday morning. So Gary's he's part of the production crew here. And so with this one, like that was it, trying to piece that together. And I'm not even sure if Gary worked on that or if I did, I don't remember, but I just enjoyed that location. Mm-hmm. And you've done a few of those. I mean, there's been a few weeks where I think we did Florida. You guys did the Florida trip once. You did one of our most popular episodes as far as the initial 24 hours of it was Smoky Mountain Jeep.
Oh yeah, just walking around Smoky Mountain.
And that was just 15, 20, 30 minutes of it, but it was still incredibly popular. Mm-hmm. Now I will say our listeners wanted more. They wanted that like during the show, like a man on the street type of thing during the show. But unfortunately, I got to tell you guys, when it comes to shows, these two people don't have time to do anything other than the CTI, and they rock it with the CTI trailer shows. And so it's hard to get out and actually say, oh, okay, well, let's going to go do something.
Yeah, I'm going to take an hour or two and go walk through, and that's literally what it would take, because as we go through a vendor show, we run into people, we have conversations.
Yes.
I wish we could capture some of that, and hopefully we try to, in the podcast then, we try to reconvey it or talk about some of those conversations, but it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's
We
tough.
just have Gary follow us around.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Stand behind us with a camera.
the 1 year that we did 2 years ago, I think, was we had Chris, one of my sales guys, was with us out at Eastern Jeep Safari.
Yes.
Now, Chris is a photographer who also happens to be a Jeep enthusiast, and he's one of the sales team. But he was like the perfect guy to take the phone and be totally happy behind the other side of it and do it. I think last time we did we did selfie mode,
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
which was just not as good as. But that's what you need. You need somebody who follows you around so you can have your conversations. You don't have to think about where the camera's at.
Right.
Yeah.
You can just have your conversations and be and have somebody just taking that and then edit it down and make sure you don't.
Well, as everybody knows, I mean, you guys are all watching through social media platforms. You know how much work and energy goes into creating content, and these guys that do this, they do videos all the time, long videos. It's easy to shoot all the footage, and it's easy to capture it all, but then you have to edit it and put it together.
Many hours.
And we're very fortunate that the podcast is done the way it is. It really is on the fly. There is no scripts, as you can see. We're not sitting here reading off something. We talk about whatever comes to mind.
I got a clipboard. I feel like Greg Gutfeld. Hey, I did want to say, because I realize it's already we're already like 25 minutes into this. Amazing, right? We should be giving away some stuff. Now we'll do in about 5 minutes. We'll do our first big one. We'll do a third place. But for right now, let's just do a couple of giveaways. We're going to give a couple of calendars around. So I'm going to choose some numbers. So let's do number 284. 284. Your last pages are blank in case you need to make notes. I forgot to tell you that part.
Oh, yeah. I might need it. I'm getting old. 284. That's Trent
Yep.
Parrott.
Trent?
Trent Parrott.
Trent Parrott. Okay, congratulations, Trent. You got a calendar. Let's give another one. 101. Will's downstairs
Way
tracking
up
this
here,
as
way
well.
up.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
is he writing those down?
Yeah,
Okay,
he should be tracking this
Good
stuff.
job, Will.
Unless
Thank
he's
you.
on the phone with the customer, like he should be.
What was it?
101?
101 down there.
That would be Brian Wickland.
Brian Wickland. Okay, congratulations. Just make sure to send us a message. Both of you guys. The coin, this does not disqualify you from oh, thanks. Are you doing that back there in production crew?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's actually being documented within the
Okay,
live chat. All right. Cool. All right. And ooh, lots of comments. I love you guys in here. By the way, we got Dell Albright's on watching YouTube.
Hi, Dale.
KC250's watching YouTube.
Casey.
I thought I saw Jeremy Rowe on here too.
Yes.
Yep, Jeremy
Yeah.
Rowe's on there. Jeremy Rowan's watching on
Instagram.
on
Or he
Facebook
was.
as well. I think there was an issue for a split second on Instagram.
Oh,
But we got Jennifer Long is on there. Jeff Palmer's on there. Yeah, again.
Lots of great friends out there. Appreciate all of you. Love all of you for being a part of this. Jamie Conde, that's boom, boom, boom. Yeah, lots of cool people. All right, so 200 episodes, right? Of just, and mostly this year. I have to say, most of this year it's been random shit.
It very much has been.
It's been and I
We've had a busy year. Yeah.
do you guys like that? I mean, do you like it just being random? Like, or do you like more of a format? Because it's like, we're basically chatting, especially before we ever went video, when it was just us over the phone and just kind of having a conversation, a chat. It was like two friends just chatting and talking. Then Jesse came on board, and we also started doing the video, and we tried because of that. And the video's not. I'll admit the video's not hugely popular. Most of you guys still watch it or still use it as a podcast. And some people get over to the video, but we haven't really blown up our YouTube channel.
No, not really, and it really is. This kind of goes into some of my thoughts in putting this show together. First I got to throw it out that we get to work for the absolute best off-road manufacturer in the industry, and that says a lot. This isn't a paid. Well, it is kind of a paid advertising.
Paid
You can't say you're not paid.
Yeah. So it's amazing to me that coming out here, it's again for me it's all about perspectives, right? So coming out here, Jesse and I do our own thing with the CTI events, with the Modern Jeeper Adventures, with all of the touring that we do and whatnot, trying to get in front of people. To come out here and sit through some of their production meetings, their engineering meetings, their sales meetings. This is an organization that cares so much about doing things the right way that we forget what that's like when we're at home. So the fact that Matt and I get to, we get to sit in front of a monitor and see each other and talk once a week, which is usually, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. We put the podcast together. He's out. We're out. We're gone. We're back going into our routines.
Yeah.
So we don't get a whole lot of time to spend kind of putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes. In our world, what we want, what we do, that's first and foremost, that's like all of you. What you see in your environment is what's really important to you. If you ask somebody of something, we very rarely go, I wonder what they have going on today. No, because I'm asking you something, it's my priority. It doesn't mean it's that other person's priority. Well, these guys are all jugglers, master jugglers, because they're dealing with so many things in an operational capacity, whereas we're on the road, we've got our own priorities, our own list of things to do. So again, that's probably way more information that I wanted to throw out there, but
There are deep shows. Like there are times where we go real deep.
Yes.
And maybe we need to put how sometimes they have
Disclaimer.
An explicit disclaimer. We'd be like, this is going to be psychologically troubling, this particular episode. However, you can watch it at your own risk.
yes.
Yeah, got some great things coming in. Questions like, Gary Burgo. I was washing my cat. Did I win? I love that. Let's see. Is there any engineering internships? Not currently, no.
That would be kind of cool, wouldn't
If
it?
you had interest in engineering, because we have done summer internships in the past, I will say that of all the summer interns we've done, because for a while we were doing it every summer, I don't think there's a single product that ever really went to market. It might have been one. We had one, Dallas was probably our best summer intern. But for the most part, if you're going to be doing engineering, if you're going to be doing mechanical engineering, be a mechanic, like learn mechanics. It's amazing how many interns have come in as interns. And one of the things R&D does is it puts parts on, it takes parts off. It works on parts, it fixes parts, it puts parts on, it takes parts off. It works on parts, it fixes it. If you don't know how to put parts on and take parts off, you're useless. I'm sorry. As a mechanical engineer, especially in this industry, if you don't know how to take parts and put them on and take them off of a vehicle and replace stock parts in a vehicle, you're useless, okay? So if you want to be an intern, if you want to be in this industry, learn the mechanics. Have your own Jeep. Like if you really want to be in the off-road industry, have your own off-road rig and just work on it on the weekends. Just learn, fumble around, figure things out, understand what a crescent wrench is. I mean, it's like figure these parts out so that when you do want to do mechanical engineering, you understand that, okay, here's a tool that I can take a part off and I'm going to put this on. Hey guys, it doesn't quite fit and this is why. As opposed to, how come it ain't working? I don't do this stuff. I mean, that's just, you just gotta be into the mix, right?
That's right.
Off my diatribe. Okay, another favorite moment.
Another favorite moment when we talked about Jessie Combs when her new movie came out with HBO Max. I don't like to get emotional in front of anybody for that matter. And it is a really sensitive subject for all of us. So
You bet.
that was a good one. Her show did very well. She's an amazing person, still is. She's still with us.
Yeah, that's actually my number one.
Yeah.
And I was biting at the bit. Like, I gave these guys my access to my HBO account just so they can watch it because I was like, we want to talk about this. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? Oh my God, have you seen it yet? So, yeah.
It was tough watching.
Yeah.
But-
Especially.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, it has got to be on the top of your list of if you've been involved in the industry. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's an incredibly well done, and it wasn't just because it was about Jessie. It was an incredibly well done documentary.
Very much so.
So-
Very much so.
I'm going to jump over real quick. Let's give away
Yes.
our third place item, okay?
Yes, let's do
This
this.
is a big deal. Third place item.
'Kay.
Jesse's ready with the folder. Boom, boom, boom. So we're doing it now. Got the randomizer right here. Boom. Hit the button. I wonder, is that? Oh, that's not useful. Hit the button. 116. 116. 116.
You ready?
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
All right. Lisa McDowell Smooter.
Lisa McDowell. Congratulations. What did she ask for her number third item?
Her third is a JKJL JT rear drive shaft for the 4-door.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Lisa. Make sure to let us know. Send us a message either via the contact form on our website or via Facebook Messenger. You can do Instagram Messenger too, whatever you happen to be on right now. Send a message over to us, letting us know that you're claiming it. We'll get with you. We'll get your address, shipping, all those details as we go. But you just got to make sure, hey, you're letting us know. All right. So congratulations, Lisa. That was our third place. And remember, as we keep going, we still got our second place and our first place to go. And since we're here, and since you already put the book away.
It's fine.
Okay. I want to give away something else.
Let's give away something else.
Let's give away
Let's give away a
Poster.
Rubicon
a
poster.
Rubicon poster. Now, you guys have seen this.
It's not just a tube. There's
it's-
actually something inside
Well,
the
it's
tube.
a mini poster, a sticker on the tube. That's what I'm showing here, right? So can we show that to the camera? No, honestly, these are really cool posters. In fact, Gary, the same guy as our producer, is the one who did all the artwork on this. The base artwork or the base data came from Jake at Carter Tracks when he actually did the Rubicon, and we sponsored that program. We actually sponsored both the Rubicon and Fordyce Trails. And it's really cool because Carter Tracks is a sponsorship program, but half the money they get from the sponsorship actually goes back to organizations like, in this case, the Rubicon Trail Foundation, Friends of Fordyce, I believe. I'm not sure, but maybe it's all Rubicon Trail Foundation, whatever they do with, but they give money back to those organizations for it. So it's really cool. But they ran the Rubicon, they documented everything. And this is honestly the first time I had ever seen everything fully documented and named and pointed out, so you knew exactly where you were. So
And this is cool because it's kind of it's an artist rendition as well, so it's
Pirate
got
map.
some creativity that went into that. So.
yeah, it's very cool. So that being said, let's choose, and and then we'll do a couple of people that just happen to be watching us. All right, randomizer for this poster, 15.
Oh. Well, I was getting ahead.
Remember,
of
this
myself.
doesn't disqualify you from also winning your second or third place, first place options.
So we're doing which one?
Number 15.
Okay. And which one are we doing? Middle?
No, we're doing the
just doing
poster.
Poster,
Just,
okay.
just give me a poster.
Andrew Bennett.
Andrew Bennett, number 15. Andrew Bennett. So if you're watching, you get yourself a Rubicon poster. Send out to us. And let's give away another one of these. So I'm going to give one of these to, I am going to randomly scroll through, randomly scrolling through YouTube commenters, randomly scrolling through, and what do I got? Eugene Copeland Jr., the one who asked about the internship, remember? That's awesome. Eugene Copeland Jr., congratulations. You got yourself a Rubicon poster.
Cool.
So reach out to us. We'll get it out to you. And that's good, man. So, all right, Corey.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. What's another one of your favorite moments?
So I'm gonna again. I don't have specifics. So I kind of look back
Commit,
through this
man,
last
commit.
year. I couldn't do it. The tech episodes where we've brought in some gadgets, either something that we've used on the trail, something that we've gotten in a monthly, quarterly box type of thing. Those episodes are really fun for me, just because I'm a gadget guy, and so whether we're talking about a
Early adopter type.
yeah,
Not me.
I like the gadget thing, and so some of them. I mean, we talked about power tools, batteries that are now. Yeah, we all had the battery-operated drill, and now we're taking those into the overland environment or using them on our Jeeps and taking impact guns with us rather than wrenches and other tools, and then even just the little stuff, whether it's a fire starter or some little widget. I get a kick out of those episodes. They're fun for me.
That's awesome. It's probably why I like the show like CES or even just some of the shows you go to, like the overlanding show was great because a lot of overlanding little gadgets, right?
Absolutely,
That was fun. I wish we would have created an episode out of that.
Yeah.
it would have been really
My phone.
the CES show. Again, to go back and talk about that a little bit, it was so overwhelming for us coming out of a show where it's at SEMA we have very specific things in mind, whereas CES is very just technology related. So, of course, Stellantis was there. Stellantis was actually the keynote speaker this year. You can actually go to CES's website and check out some of the keynote addresses that were recorded. I'm sure some of those will show up on YouTube as well. But it really does give us a little sneak peek into the future of what electric cars, automation, robotics, battery systems, all of these things that do affect us in the off-road industry. It's just they're on steroids, and they're definitely taking a look into the future. Not necessarily stuff that's available right now, but stuff that is coming. And the fact that we left there and we drove a car was kind of weird because there's so much automation coming that it is very awkward.
Okay, I need to ask because I have a friend who I've known him for years, and another friend that works for several people I know actually work for this company. This company is called Switchblade. Switchblade was the original concept is a motorcycle turns into a airplane. It's a 3-wheeled bike. It literally, it's kind of cool because you sit in it's single cockpit right now. I don't know if they have a multiple person cockpit, but the wings come out from underneath, and then the back tail fan comes out and it stretches out and then it stretches out. And he's been working on this thing probably for I'd say 2 decades now.
Oh wow!
And they're at the point now, right now at the point where enough is occurring within the FAA and the rules and stuff that they're starting to do test flights of their prototypes, right? Working on this for you. And his background is he's an architect, right? And just had a passion for flying and pursued this. But was there any of that there? I mean, has that even kind of made it there yet?
I mean, the transformer mentality of this turns into this is very big.
They had drones that were robots.
Yeah, robot drones.
Had a square little propellers around it and looked like a person.
Oh, wow.
And so these were actually, this technology was actually in the Nikon booth where they had LiDAR scanners and scanning programs that they're actually looking at the wind turbine blades. No people are doing that. They're sending up these drones and scanning the blades in a wind turbine to determine metallurgic fractures and things like that. So again, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on that is pretty, it's pretty amazing. I mean,
It's
and then of course,
out there. It's
yeah,
way out there.
The gaming side, of course, is big at CES, and I've never been much of a gamer, but the integration to what we all do and how we do it, there was I put a quick little picture on, I think it's on ModernJeeper's Facebook and Instagram page, of the Caterpillar tractor. It's a 777 loader. It's a big dump truck, all automated. That dump truck is actually ran at a mine in Montana. I think the mine was, along with a lot of other tractors, there's no people. There's no drivers of any of these large pieces of equipment. They're all done from sitting in some monitors and playing basically a video game, but they're actually operating heavy equipment in a safe manner because there's no people going to get hurt.
Well, that being said, there's also an insidious side of this, and that is that
Yes.
the unionized labor to drive a truck
Yes.
is significantly higher than paying some guy sitting in a room, because I don't think there is a drone operators union number 236 yet.
Right.
Nope.
It's going to exist.
And you can
but
probably pay the guy that's playing the video game a little bit less money than the actual driver of heavy equipment up on the
Yeah.
hill.
Right,
Totally.
exactly. So, remember, all this technology has a cost savings benefit to it. Like, it's kind of interesting in China. I watch some of these TikTok videos in China where you have a mile up, it seems, the guy's standing on some high wire and he's fixing a wire and he's just sliding across, kind of like, circa the early 1920s and 30s of the U.S. But that's what he's doing. He's catching himself and he's going and sliding across. You got to imagine that that's because labor is cheap there. Here in the U.S., we would find a drone way to do that. So things like in the case of the blades, send a drone up, look at it. Well, the cost to replace a blade is high, but if you have a drone catch even the smallest little fracture,
That's right.
got to pull it out. So
Right.
the drone paid for itself 10 times over.
That's right. That's right.
Of course, I'm being cynical. I want to give away some more stuff. So I'm going to give away another YouTube, and then Corey's going to give away a Facebook. And I'm thinking, let's do
Our friends at
mugs. Let's do a couple of these, okay? So I'm going to do one for YouTube, and random. Resilient Rory. You have just won yourself one of our red mugs. All right, it's got the American flag on it, Metalcloak logo. It's
Good spelling
good.
on that one.
What's that?
Good spelling on that one. Resilient.
Resilient Rory. Yeah, it's he's in there. Let's see, and I've lost where he's at. Resilient_Rory, RORI. And so that's got this mug here, Metalcloak logo, cool thing, nice little setup. And so you got just one of these. Let's give away one of those on Facebook.
All right. We actually had our friends at Track Tire join us as well, so they're watching
awesome.
our feed.
Yay.
So shout out to those guys.
Awesome.
Let's see. How am I going to do this? We haven't had a whole lot of comments on the Facebook page, but I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and look at my screen, and I see Kimberly Kreiner.
Kimberly Kreiner. You need glasses, man.
Yeah, I should put my glasses on, huh? Yep, no, it's Kimberly Kreiner. Send
Kimberly
her.
Kreiner. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's get her a mug.
Again, contact us. Obviously, we need name, address, and to just send us a direct message with name, address, email, phone number, right? So we can ship that stuff out to you. And a reminder of what you want, because sometimes we might forget. Like, no, you want a piece of paper. That's what I said. Mug? I didn't say mug. What are you talking about? So yeah, just put that in there, a reminder, and we can make it smoother, easier, and we'll get these out to you sometime next year.
Next year,
We're already in
sometimes
next
this year.
No, I was talking about 2024.
Oh, no, I've seen the box of those. They're here.
Yeah. No, we'll get them out.
We actually have those.
So, This whole CES thing is fascinating because we have seen, one of the things that happened, was it this year or last year that Jeep came out with that video about the future of and where the couple is out camping and backpacking.
That was
That was last
that was
year.
last
That
year.
was last year.
Yep,
Okay.
that was last year.
So,
sometime.
and then, but this year they came out with what everybody, I will say, was a stupid name, and that was the Recon, right? Which is this fully electric.
F-150 base or wow.
Yeah.
The Ram.
Yeah.
1500.
Ram
Yeah,
1500.
yeah, you're in the wrong. Sorry.
We're in the
Sorry,
wrong.
sorry,
Sorry,
Stellantis.
Stellantis.
Sorry, Ram.
Yeah, but because for all of us, we have the Recon is what we consider to be like the Extreme Recon is an upgrade
Right.
to Wranglers, right?
Well, and it's a Ram 1500, and it's all electric, and it's amazing. Of course, you know what you call the device that charges an electric Ram.
It's pretty funny, actually.
What's the Ram charger?
It's the Ram Charger. You guys got to check it out.
Yeah.
Search Ram Charger CES, and it's like one
It's
of those
its own little robotic
It looks
Roomba.
like a Roomba.
and,
Yeah.
and it slides out, charges your rig, rolls back.
I'll
it's
put some video. We're
Well,
creating some
yes.
stories from CES.
one more way that we can be lazy because
Yeah.
it's too hard to get up and grab a plug off your wall and plug it into.
So you pull in your garage, the little Roomba comes out, pulls up underneath your truck, a little magnetic platform raises up, plugs your truck in. When it's done, it retracts and goes back to the wall. That truck, though, I gotta say, it's going to change the way we think. Think about this. So we have electric vehicles out there, but we all think, well, there's this much torque, there's this much horsepower as it's converted. Think about this: different options for different amounts of torque and electricity. So Stellantis has said there's going to be different power plant options. So you can get this electric motor that gives you, 800 foot-pounds of instant torque, or you can get this one that's 1,000 foot-pounds of instant torque. So just like we would go, hey, I want to get that V8, the 392, or I'm going to run the 2-liter, there will be different electric power plant options as well. And again, at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're swapping batteries. Yeah, we have to figure out a way to still charge these things, but the technology that's going behind them, it just makes it. They really are cockpits now.
Mm-hmm.
They're because everything is electronic and computer run.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see that far, but 10 years from now, things are going to be different.
Well, there was a movie came out 20 years ago, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and maybe one of our guys watching can remind me of the name of the movie.
Total Recall.
No, not Total Recall. It was, but where he played, it's where there were clones, and so it was all. This whole thing was all about people being cloned involuntarily, right? And in the opening scene, one of the opening scenes, he's going to work. Well, he picks up his buddy, and they go driving in, and at some point they're on the road, and they stop. He lets go of the steering wheel. It sucks itself in. The chairs rotate, and they're playing cards or they're talking to each other on the rest of the drive, the commute to work, right? That was 20-something years ago. Vision.
Yeah.
It's very much
It's
heading that
very
way.
much real
Yeah,
now.
I mean that's what it's ultimately going to be. Is this idea that you get the car started, and then you and the family. Imagine turning around, and then the family, everybody's playing and doing stuff, and you're on your long road trip because I got to drive 9 hours to get to my beach house in Lincoln City. We can all actually interact and stuff instead of telling the kids to shut up in the back or give them pads with headphones so they sit there like this for 9 hours, right?
Right.
We can actually do stuff.
You mentioned Total Recall, and we're also we're not very far from the virtual realities of that as
Right.
well. I think everybody is starting to make one of the coolest things we saw was smartwear glasses. So literally a pair of glasses that look like, well, they're not very attractive, I guess.
6th day.
6th day?
6th day. Several people said it was the 6th day.
Oh, the 6th day.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Smartwear glasses to where, we're always looking at our phones going, how do we get to someplace? Let me Google it. Let me look at navigation. What is that building? Let me Google it. Well, what if your glasses had a heads-up display in them and they were there? They have them. There was a video of a guy walking around in a town, and he's in New York City, and he looks over, and in the glasses it displays Empire State Building. And you can go to more info, and I think you can talk to these and say more info, and it'll give you a complete rundown of the Empire State Building.
Jarvis in your own glasses.
In your
Yeah,
yes,
pretty
very
much.
much so. So, and these are just a regular pair of glasses that have Wi-Fi in them and small computer chips. So, as you
Yeah,
need
so I walk up-
directions somewhere, it'll give you directions on
Oh.
in your eyes.
This is so cool because I could walk up to you and you'd be connected to social networks.
Yes.
And I can say, "Oh, you only have 10 likes."
Yeah,
I'm
you
not-
only have 10
I don't need
followers.
to
I'm
actually
out.
talk to you.
They have a movie like that.
But
I
you,
gotta
but
find
you have
my
55
kid.
likes.
My kid knows, and Amber, if you know, there was that show we watched that I got upset with you. Like, why are you watching this? And it was based off of society and how many likes and people liked you. So if you're talking to a cashier and you're rude to that cashier, she can ding you on likes and you go down the toilet for doing something.
There was another
What?
low budget movie. I remember that the guy used to play Superman and Lois and Clark. Yeah, and he did a low budget movie. Maybe it was low budget, maybe it was high budget. It seemed like a low budget movie, but it was where he was some sports player, and it was a society where everybody was judged based on their PR score. Like everybody had a PR score. And say, oh yeah, well hey man, I did that last week. I'm up to 88 now. You know, like
Yeah.
it was like your success in life depended on your PR score.
Yep.
Boy,
Yeah, I mean,
How
How easy is that to do now, right?
And we're not far from
I
that.
thought China was already doing that though.
Probably is.
Hey, so interesting. I have this. This is a data sheet that comes from our podcast because our podcast is distributed via Buzzsprout, and so they kind of gave out some stuff and we're amongst the top 25% of podcasts.
All Buzzsprouts episodes that they disperse, which
some-
is pretty crazy to me. I mean, there must
Yeah.
be some.
Yeah, they have some 100,000, 130,000, 140,000.
That's amazing.
And I'm sure there are some that are like like the top 50% had like 38 downloads in the first 7 days, right? This is based on the number of downloads in the first 7 days. So, and I remember when I first started it's kind of funny. I went back and looked, and in the first 24 hours, our very first show had 25.
Huh.
25. Like
That's
I was,
it?
like when I did that Through the Mind thing for a little while. I did the Through the Mind at the beginning of 2020. There were 25, 30 shows, and I was kind of discouraged. Like, well, I don't get a lot of people grabbing a hold of this. Then I went back and looked. Yeah, 25 episodes or 25 downloads in the first 24 hours of our very first episode of the show,
Interesting.
which is now one of the most popular because people go back to the beginning.
Getting back to the
Right.
beginning.
So,
And that's what was fun for me to go back through the episodes. And if you go to YouTube and go onto our YouTube channel, the graphics, how things have evolved, and even the audio. Well, we still have some episodes where we're audio challenged. And we have actually quite a few of that, but we gotta also remember that we're also all over the place in the country trying to do this on the fly,
but
basically.
the worst is when I get a message from Gary like, your audio sucks. Like wait a second, I was in my office, you're guys your house, and mine sounds like this, or you can't hear me because the wrong mic was going, or whatever. and it's like, I can understand there's problems when we're remote, but by the way, we successfully did 52 episodes. Like we actually did this year 1 episode every week. That's not always been the case. Like,
right.
There are some times where
Right.
we'll do, and it may have been that there was a best of here or there, but we actually did that. We're in 41 countries.
That's crazy too.
41
Yeah.
countries, including the United States, of course, Canada, Germany, UK, Australia. Those are the top 5.
Does it count California as a separate country?
That's like the United Communist Country of no. The state that has the bear and the red star on its flag. Who else had the bear and the red star? The
Oh, that's kinda
Soviets.
weird.
Sorry.
And that's interesting.
Yes, the most popular city is Phoenix.
That's
400.
odd.
Of all the downloads they had in this particular thing, Phoenix was the most popular city, followed by Yukon, Oklahoma, which is probably just Jesse's family. Sacramento, California. That's because of all the employees here. I mean,
Yeah, it's required watching.
Los
material.
Angeles, California, and Denver, Colorado. So our top 5 cities, but Phoenix.
I guess we need to hit the East Coast more. We'll have to make that happen.
Where are you East Coasters at?
So Instagram,
Yes.
it only allows you to do an hour's worth of play.
Gotcha.
So I will have to close out of it and then go back in.
Okay.
Everybody will have to click the
Yeah.
button for
So all your Instagrammers, if you're on there and you haven't switched over to a platform that doesn't penalize length, you should go in and you'll have to
Find us.
go
Yeah,
out
it's going to
and
come
just
to
go
an
back.
end and then just come back
Pop
into
in.
it here in a minute.
And during that time period is when we'll give away something else that you
Yeah,
know
well-
about. Just let you know. No, we
That's
won't.
just mean. We won't
All right,
do that.
we actually need to give away our second one.
Let's give away the second. Let's give away the second.
Let's do the second one. All right.
Okay.
So, are you doing your switch over to Instagram?
I'm doing the switch over to.
Okay, we will wait until Instagram's back on before we do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We were talking. I'll throw a little bit more CES info out there. A typical booth, you go to a vendor show and a vendor has a 10 by 10 easy up or a 10 by 20. They have a Jeep parked in their booth. That Caterpillar dump truck is 777. It was I think it was a 200-ton truck was inside a booth. There were booths that literally the front of the entrance to the booth had lines. What the fencing,
Like at Disneyland?
Like at Disneyland when you're waiting on a ride. That was the line to just go inside the booth. LG, Samsung, we mentioned Nikon a little bit. Hisense. A lot of chip makers are just crazy. I mean, these booths, the amount of money they spent. There were fountains and trees. Canon built a log cabin that had a theater inside of it.
For
in
the
their
new movie,
booth.
the M. Night Shyamalan movie, I guess Canon did it, so now
Yeah.
they
Wait,
had
wait,
a
wait,
big
so-
movie set.
I can have a log cabin in the middle of no place
Sure.
and have a movie theater.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yes.
Inside a room that's
Nobody's
got
allowed
other
but me.
rooms. And if you build a room inside a room, can it ever stop?
Is that an enigma caught within a conundrum, or how's that work?
It's like a picture of a picture.
Picture.
A guy's taking a picture of a guy taking a picture.
Top episode, Modern Jeeper John Goodby.
Oh yeah.
John Goodby was our top episode.
And again, what helps so many of our episodes, so you guys all know, of course, it's if you share it, just put it on your own social media page. Share it out. It helps us get out of our circle.
Absolutely, it makes us feel better about ourselves too.
Right.
Is there audio problems
helping my
on
own-
Instagram? Are we still having audio problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram audio problem. All right, Instagram, we're going to go ahead and do the second one, even though you guys are on there, and we'll just make sure to type what it is for you. So, but they're working on it. The crack crew is working on it, but we need to do that second entry.
Okay.
Okay. All right, this is number 2. Number 2. Boom, boom. All right. Hitting the randomizer. It is 134. 134. So Instagram guys can see the number 134. Oh, excuse me.
All right. It is Doug Martin.
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin.
And he wants a 4.5 game changer suspension with the 6-pack shocks.
Oh,
For
that's a big boy.
JL.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
All right, JL. Nice. Doug Martin. That's number 2.
What a huge
Awesome.
huge
Congratulations, Doug Martin.
prize.
Congratulations. Wow. Boom, boom. So he said, Steve's brother. That's funny. Yeah. Hey, by the way, all you guys on YouTube have been awesome, saying congrats. That's just great. That's awesome. So I'm going through all you guys that just said congrats. I'm randomly picking one of you to get something else. What am I going to give away? Oh, I know I'll give away. We'll do it here in a second. And all right, Dylan Blue has just won this little black box. Now, what's in this little black box?
Those
This
are
little
cool.
black box is a very custom. We've never sold these. It is a micro mag light, but it has the Metalcloak logo on it. Little micro mag light, and there's only a few of these left. Like we had a whole bunch of these at one point, only a few of these left, so I grabbed one of these. But congratulations to whoever it was. You guys documented that, right?
I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. But I appreciate all you guys. You guys have been great, and it's really awesome to see you not going, well, darn, I didn't win, but actually congratulating the other person. It's part of the family that we have. What Corey was talking about before. It's like
Yes.
the off-roading family is incredible. right?
Absolutely.
The Jeep community is very strong together, but the off-roading community is incredible as well. And we got yahoos everywhere, and you've got people that do dumb stuff. But I think for the most part, we're all here to help each other, to learn, to save the trails, to be able to do things that are part of what we need to be able to make sure that we can keep willing. One of the biggest things that happened this last year, and it's still going on right now, and even though it wasn't one of my favorite moments, I did actually put down episode let's see, whenever that, 176, Tony Carvalho is one of my favorites. But what happened for us, was the Moab closing, the potential for Moab closing.
Right.
And I want to say thank you to all of you who responded, because across the board, I got the ball rolling on a lot of stuff. A lot of industry guys kind of caught on to it after I got the ball rolling. Many of you guys were already on it. Many of you acted. We've sent out calls for action, not only from the show, but others, and you responded. And you responded how we asked you to respond. You didn't just say, don't close it. You actually took the time to tell your stories and stuff. So the process is still going on, but the impact we made, I believe, is significant. In helping to save Moab. Will Moab still be around? Sure. But the potential of losing some of the most iconic trails, the ones that you may have on your bucket list, Poison Spider, some of these others, Golden Crack, the things that you had on your bucket list is, I want to go do, that was almost gone. And chances are, there are going to be trail closures. That's what it comes down to. There are going to be trail closures, but it may most likely not be the big iconic ones, but little tertiary trails and little side trails.
And that's where it starts, right? I'm going to throw this idea out there, and I'm not going to give my opinion. I think you guys will understand where my opinion comes from. But these trail closures and these land grabs that are taking place by the powers to be, they're getting us to follow a certain path, and make sure you keep in mind that the places you want to go in the future stay open. Now, whatever that takes, whether it's a club organized event, supporting somebody like Tread Lightly or BRC or any of these land use advocates, because in the background, if we don't have that voice, there's going to get lands that are taken care of. You may have never been there, you may have not even heard about an area, and all of a sudden it becomes wilderness and you can't go even if you want it. So I just want everybody to keep in mind that there could be the potential, as technology takes over and we go down a certain path, that we can't take certain vehicles certain places. Well, we should just close that land then, because we're not going to get to go there anyway. Well, that's that whole. It sounds twisted, but there's some other players in the mix that are making these things happen, I guess is my point. We got to be careful how we move forward. And if we don't have a voice and we don't stand up and say, no, you're not taking this away from us, then they're going to take it.
Right.
So.
And it's interesting over the years, the fights we've had. We had the fight for Johnson Valley. We've had the fight for the Rubicon Trail. Of course, our good old Uncle Del Albright, who's on here, it was a big part of saving the Rubicon Trail. But it's the people. It's your guys' enthusiasm for something. And I know for many of our audience, and many of you are out there on the East Coast, it's a little different world for you because you don't have public lands, right? On the West Coast, we have lots of public lands. I mean, a huge portion of what is it? It is 80% of Nevada is public land. It's
public lands,
right?
And now Nevada's starting to take a look and go, hey, wait a minute, we should maybe shut some of this down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's more and more. So there's this huge. We have a lot of public land out here, but when we try to preserve it, we're trying to preserve it for all of you, because it's not just because, well, hey, it's in my backyard and I want to go use it tomorrow. It's because at some point you're going to want to be out there.
That's right.
At some point your kids are going to want to be out there, right? Oceano Dunes, big fight for that right now. And there's a lot of push to say, you know what, we're gonna, the environmentalists, there's environmental organizations whose only goal and job is to do this stuff. This is all they get paid for. They get paid for it every day.
Cool.
Oh, whoa, we got hats being thrown at us. Yay!
Awesome.
Giveaway hats.
Giveaway hats.
Do I have to go this way? Can I just wear it? Scott says we
This
have
is
to.
pretty nice.
Well, we can sign it for them.
Yeah.
Man,
There you go.
if this was yellow.
You wouldn't see
You
it.
would see it.
Well, you would on it.
So since we got these, let's do some giveaway.
Absolutely.
All right. So I am going to choose a YouTuber to get my hat, which is this is the camouflage. This is the camouflage Metalcloak hat. Just randomly going through, choosing a YouTuber, blah, 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 blah. And David Stevens. It's David Stevens, whose comment was, man, that sucks. So David Stevens, congratulations, you won the hat. Reach out to us and with your information and reminder of what you actually won. And we'll get this out to you.
Cool. Let's do one from Facebook here. I'll do the same thing. Just kind of look down, and I see Jennifer Long.
Jennifer Long,
Jennifer
congratulations.
Send you a hat.
Yeah, you get the ARS hat. By the way, these are cool hats. These are
That is a nice
this
hat.
and the one that Jesse has
Who was it?
are the
Jennifer Long.
Richardson. They're using FlexFit technology, but they're made by Richardson. Much nicer, much softer, I think, than a standard FlexFit hat, like the FlexFit brand.
Yeah, that feels
It's got
really
the
nice.
ARS badge on the back. It's got the ARS on the front. It's a really nice hat. So, Jennifer, because if you want to go like backwards like that, you can do the little backward hat thing and, be cool like you're a skater. It works.
Well, I like the, even my yellow hats that these guys have custom made for me. They're a solid back, and when it's hot outside, that gets really warm. But this being that mesh, I like that. Yeah.
In other words, what he's saying is he doesn't like the other one anymore, and I should make him a new one.
See how I did that?
See, I did that. All right. Your turn.
My turn.
Yes.
Instagram. I picked SinStars85, and that is Brandon Smith.
SinStars 85. Awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
same deal though. Like, look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah,
That's
it's nice. It's got this looks really cool. I actually like wearing this one backwards because of how the logo is back there.
Yeah,
The
that's
embroidered
cool.
Logo.
That's a good looking hat.
I've actually worn that on the show. Modeled this up. By the way, many of you may be wondering, like, I'm not wearing Metalcloak. I'm wearing Patriot Built. What is Patriot Built? Check out patriotbuilt.com. It's a project we started years ago. It only has a couple of products on there right now, and it really is just kind of a nascent thing. But I'm bringing it because we're not getting rid of this brand. We have a lot of concepts and ideas about this brand, Patriot Built, but it really is just the idea of promoting American-made products. So there's little things. So I want to keep the brand alive. I'm wearing it. I actually like this little beanie too, because it just fits nicely. But and these are only like $10.
Well, Manson was having a bad hair day today, so
Yeah.
yeah, he had to put the beanie on.
They said that, or they were gonna spray powder on me so I wouldn't have a shiny dome. You guys understand? We got like 3 lights here.
Yeah,
it's actually warm.
It's pretty
Like,
warm.
I understand why, like, David Letterman used to keep his studio at 52 degrees because of all the lights down. If you were an attendee at watching David Letterman show, you wore a nice warm jacket and gloves. It was so cold in there. But it's because he had the lights barreling down on him, and he had to offset that. When they got these 3 massive lights on us, like, it's as if we're in a real studio.
As if.
As if.
It is kind of. I mean, we have soundproofing on the walls.
Dude, this is awesome.
Let's talk about our last favorite episode.
Yeah, that's everything.
My last episode, EJS. EJS is always fun. Get to see a lot of cool Jeeps from Jeep, all the concepts. It's nice to see it before they get to SEMA, and we can actually go in and dig around in them. So finding all the cool little features that Jeep has thrown into their concepts is pretty cool. I
think we even had a chance to talk. Didn't Chris Collard meet us down there
Oh,
for a
yeah.
little
Yeah,
bit?
we
Chris
had
Collard
Chris Collard
was
at
with
breakfast. We
Yeah.
did Chris Collard at
It was
breakfast.
really
That was fun
nice.
doing the whole breakfast thing
It was
That was cool.
at the Metalcloak table
at our table.
Of
next
course.
to the ARS table.
In the Moab Diner, the
course.
only place to have breakfast in Moab.
Right.
Well, there's a
Well-
couple of other places.
No, actually, the place across the street's pretty good. Chicken and
Actually,
waffles.
there's a few.
Moab Diner's awesome, but
yeah.
sometimes you don't want to have the wait.
That's right.
Sometimes, and then there's also the jailhouse.
And there's the garage. There's a
the
lot.
the jailhouse has the lingonberry pancakes that
Yeah.
Scott Becker
Yeah.
likes so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So there's some good places, but yes.
And we
yeah,
will be
yeah.
at Easter Jeep Safari as usual, so you guys come out.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, a little bit of stuff going on there. I don't know how deep we want to get into this, but the
Yeah.
whole idea that there's some. Yeah, I support the Red Rock four wheelers have been doing Easter Jeep Safari for how many years now?
Oh, 56 or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
And then for some reason, there's these other groups that want to do competing vendor shows. And I'm sorry, from my standpoint, we do our CTI trail on the side of the road. We have
Yep.
that property, which is great. Which one of these days we may not be able to do at that property because that property is being expanded, stuff's being
Developed, who knows? Yep.
They're putting restaurants on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like we got
Yeah.
a Mexican restaurant right down the way. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
And then they still have the arena show, which is great. But for some reason, some other groups are doing like
Yeah,
Other vendor
competing shows at the same time.
we just
And-
saw the area BFE. Our friend out there is having a vendor event the same time as the vendor show in town. Like,
It
What's
doesn't,
going
it doesn't
on?
make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
no, doesn't make sense at all.
and from a manufacturer, from what we do standpoint, it's hard to be in 3 different places at one time. So
Right, because
yeah.
I want to bring the entire company out here to be at a couple of different shows. It just doesn't work, right?
Right.
And it is one of the few events. I mean, these guys go across the country to events. That's one of the few events where we actually go to. Is there because that's why we have them. They get to
Well,
travel.
speaking of events, if you guys want to see the first stop in the CTI tour this year is going to be out at Sand Hollow at the Winter 4x4 Jamboree.
Yes.
So we'll be out there as well.
When's
so look
that?
for us.
That is this next week. So
Yes.
you
Oh,
can
wow.
actually, if you guys pay attention, go to modernjeeper.com. We just fixed this literally
Yeah.
last night, kind of.
yeah. It was a mess.
The calendar that we've used on that site has been evolving for many years, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I think we got it fixed now, and it's in pretty good shape. There's only a couple of events on it yet because we just got it fixed last night. So if you go to modernjeeper.com, click on event calendar up at the top in the header line, you can now visually see the calendar, and we'll add to it. We're still working on the aspect where you guys can add stuff to it as well, but right now you can still email any of us if you have an event coming up, and we can add it in there. So again, it's hopefully becomes really useful. A lot of good information in the actual events on that calendar, and it'll actually show you where the CTI trailer is going to be.
And Funshine will be there this year.
Yes,
So
at-
come,
at Winter
come check
4x4.
her out. She's fully cloaked out, so she's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Any more data on this? No more data sheets other than the fact that we did a pretty good year for it in our last 100 episodes. I've already kind of talked about because my primary was Jesse. Like that was my favorite
Right.
moment of the year, right? So, but really my favorite moment is that once a week we sit down.
We get to talk
and
to
we
them.
get
All
figure
of
it-
us.
because Corey and I used to talk on the phone every single day until he got a girlfriend. You know, then it's then he doesn't
Oh, it's
talk.
my
He doesn't talk to me anymore, right? No. We used to talk all the time, on the road, whatever. And what was happening? That's what the impetus was before that. I mean, when we started this, it was the idea that God, we talk all the time, and we're usually at that time we were talking insider stuff, like it was all
Right.
gossip,
Right.
what so and so had called, and because everybody calls Corey and tells him all the inside stuff, right? So it was like that's why we call him the industry insider. And then it's like that's awesome, but of course once we got on the show, we went, well, we can't actually repeat all
Can't
that
actually
stuff.
tell anybody anything.
Can't tell
anymore.
anybody all the inside stuff that we know because we know a lot.
Yes.
But that's kind of the thing, right? We would talk about what's happening in the industry. So that became the impetus for the show. And in the early days, it was my excuse to bring some people in and just pick their brains for
Absolutely.
what they did for the business, and then it's just kind of grown from there and more of those. And Jesse joined us, which has been an outstanding member of the team, and an outstanding. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that this team here travels the country, and what Jesse does to support Corey is much needed. Because otherwise he runs himself ragged.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing every day. And that's my third thing about the podcast year has been the fact that we get to share with you a part of our lifestyle, and that is huge. Everywhere we go, like you brought up Smoky Mountain, that was such a fun podcast. Jeep Beach, we get to hang out with our friend down there at Jeeper's Den, Ricky and Alicia, and his family. Everywhere we go, Jeep Jam, all these large anchor events is when we get to see all of those Jeep people that we love.
Right.
Jeep Beach, that's such a huge event. We're typically so busy, we don't get to see a lot of people and have any real personal conversations, but we do what we can.
Got to keep the paparazzi away.
You're right.
We have
yeah,
fencing
yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
And
Easter Jeep Safari, again, the fact that we get to share a little aspect of all of those events and all the things we do, and that you guys care enough to kind of go, I wonder what they're doing today, that's huge for me. So just being able to share what we do with you all is...
yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
So what is it? This, and then, so you go from heart to Metalcloak? Is that what it was? Heart to
There you go.
Yeah, you can do that like that.
Heart to Metalcloak. There you go. Whatever. Something like that. All right. I did get a text from our buddy, our actual producer, who's over in his producer's booth, which is really at his office. It's like, hey, we're at an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. This is a 3-hour show, guys.
3 hours.
Wow, I'm going to need a coffee.
I am going to say that we should give away a few more little things.
Yep.
And then we'll jump into the first place prize.
Yes.
And unlike previous shows where we did the first place prize, we said, hey, that's it, guys, thank you. We'll have a few more things to talk about. So it actually gives you some time to
We'll watch the
learn
numbers
about.
drop off as after
Yeah,
we get
exactly.
off the...
I've done that too. I used to do a trade show called the Technology and Education. And the first year I ran the event, that was actually our party where we did give away stuff. I went around, I had a ton of stuff to give away, including I got an Alienware laptop, which was which everybody wanted that, right?
Right.
Well, I was in so much fun, like giving away stuff. We're giving away this, giving away that, and we're like 20 minutes into the event, into the party, and there's music going. I figure we'll just do this away now, and everybody can just enjoy themselves. No, I give away the laptop. Friggin' place empties out.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that was it. Nobody. They were all there for the giveaways. They didn't want the free food, the free drinks, and the live music.
They wanted the free stuff. You know,
Never give it away first.
That's a really good, really good segue into how events have evolved over the years.
Yeah.
And back at a prior company I worked for, and even doing stuff for JJ USA, and we used to have these conversations about, all people were doing was showing up to get free things, and they were missing the whole aspect of the lifestyle and the Jeeping experience, and it would just kill me. And I think now that we've gotten better, I think that most people go to events because they want to wheel, they want to see something new, they want to see the cool latest and greatest, whatever a vendor has for sale. I hope we stay along that path. We go down that road of, we're going to give you something, and that attracts everybody to go see if they can get something for free. Part of that we do, of course. Everybody likes free stuff, but we're very fortunate because sometimes we get things to use that we may not pay a whole lot of money for. But again, it's all those little things that are provided by our folks that know that what we do is what we need, and then they create things that enable us to do our jobs better.
Yes.
So shout out to our friends at Rugged Radios. Greg Cottrell and his team have done an amazing job. Their new little yellow. They also have orange. Their GMR2 radios, pretty amazing. I wish I had some of these to give away, but you know what? I have a feeling that we'll be able to do some more of that coming up later in the year. So watch out for some of those.
Tell you what. Greg reached out to me because I said I like the orange one. Asked how many would I want. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I can get at least 2 because I want an orange one because everybody knows I like orange. It matches my rig. I'm going to ask him for 2, and I'm going to give away one of them.
There you go.
Yay.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. So
Yeah.
right now, let's do. We're going to do it to one of our main entries there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to do a randomizer. Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay. Boom. It is number 314.
Wow.
314.
We're at the back of the bus.
314 gets a orange.
An orange
GMRS.
GMRS radio from Rugged Radios.
Yes.
Number 314 is John Buggy.
John Buggy. Congratulations, John. Remember to reach out to us, send us your information, and we need email, phone number, shipping address. Don't do it publicly, guys. Don't do it publicly. Send a private message. Direct message to us. That's better.
Yes.
Otherwise, you never know what you're going to get when you put out your address publicly.
Interesting.
What's that?
Well, just some of what John would like to win is
Oh.
a little interesting.
It's
Yeah.
nice
All
list.
right.
By the way, I'm holding it in my hand right here. This is the first time we talked about this publicly. This is a project that we're going to have should be coming out here in about 2 weeks. What am I holding? I'm holding a packet of jerky. It is a sea salt, honey, and pepper flavoring. Is it good?
It was
It's-
really
It
good.
is really good.
Pretty good jerky.
It's really good.
Yep.
And it's part of Metalcloak's Rubicon Jerky Club. Now, what does that mean? That means if this is popular and it works out, we might just start like a Jerky of the Month club or whatever type thing. But it's just for fun. Like, we're going to do our initial things. So we're going to do, once it comes out, pay attention, because we will do some contests to try to get people interested in the product and stuff on getting some freebies, maybe get a free subscription for the year of it. But this is it. We're working on it. It's, it's got a cool label to it. In this case, I got a JK on there, American flag, all kinds of stuff. So this is, we're initially calling this Honey Badger. I'm working actually on names. So I'm going to be putting something up saying, looking for names. Like, it'll be maybe a naming contest, because
There you go.
it comes down to it. What actually has come down to it is Metalcloak's very creative, and we're creative with a lot of what we do, and we have a great creative team. We're terrible at names. Like, our rigs aren't named, right? It's like we're just, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, I'm stuck on the name for this particular thing. So your input would be helpful, and then we'll give away some of that. I do, however, want to give away, before we choose our,
Oh, that's right.
I want to give a couple of these.
Yeah.
So what are these? Every year we give Christmas presents to our employees, and this year it was an OGO duffel bag, big blue bag, has the Metalcloak logo on the front there. You can see it there, screen printed on the top, actually on the top and on the front, and it's got a strap for going right shoulder.
Pretty cool.
It's a really nice. It's got the little rubber bottom for waterproofing, and it's just a really nice duffel bag. So
Great for you overlanders.
That's
Yes.
right. It's a good clothes bag, shoe bag, gear bag, all of that.
We're giving away 2 of those. I'm going to do one on YouTube, since we have the most comments and stuff on YouTube
Yes.
of any of those, and then we'll do one in the book.
Yeah.
All right. So, I got Daniel Napat. Daniel Napat. N-A-I-P-A-T. Daniel Napat. Daniel is the winner of one of our bags. Congratulations. Reach out to us. And let us know that you are, give us your information, email, phone number, all that kind of stuff, private message. All right, then we choose one here. And here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Randomizer. 300.
300 even. That's a good number.
It is a good number.
300.
300. Ah, Amber Ford.
Amber Ford, number 300. Congratulations. Reach out to us, and we'll get that to you. Now, let's go ahead. Since we only have a couple more minutes to go, let's do our big winner.
After.
Let's do the big one.
After.
Oh,
After.
Uh-oh.
So everybody asked me, because they wanted to see the cookies I made,
oh,
Oh.
yeah. we
that I
gotta bring the
spent
cookie.
weeks on. Mind you,
Yes.
I'm amateur. I've never done this before, okay? I don't know. Hopefully the cellophane isn't bad.
Wow.
These are awesome, and you guys, I can't tell you all the different colors of the different Jeeps. So everybody here got the color of their Jeep,
Personalized
a personalized cookie. So all the different colors of the frosting, they're all
So I made little
Little
the
hoodies.
grill. Then there was little
grills,
Jeeps.
Little Jeeps.
Yeah,
You know you got to send a set to Tony.
yeah.
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 I mean, yeah.
Pretty.
But can you do it with like a little translucent or like a shiny color for his kind of his?
course.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of
Yeah.
The problem is they're fragile. They kind of break.
I know.
So we gotta send them in
I'm
like
gonna have
a
to
box
get
of-
bubble wrap.
Yeah, just total bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
there you go.
Or just
Oh,
make
my-
him come out and say, "I got something for you. You got to come all the way out to us."
Yes.
He can travel.
That's right.
Right, he's got a Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows, right?
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the big winner?
The biggin.
The biggin.
The biggin.
He's got to get back. He has to log into his phone every time he opens that screen up. It like shuts down like that. So
Yeah, it's one of those dumb things. Like, it's actually,
Kids.
it's right. Well, it's because I only got like a few percentage on my. I'm in saver mode because I have like only a few percent left of power because of kids. All right, this is it. I feel like I'm nervous to hit the button.
I know.
Why don't you hit the button, Corey?
I'll hit the button. All right, ready?
Ready. Okay, what does it say? What does it say?
174.
Number 174. 74, that's it. First place.
We have. Taylor Cox,
Taylor Cox.
and he wants the JT Gladiator.
That could be a girl.
It could.
It could.
It
Yeah.
could.
JT Gladiator six-pack shock upgrade kit.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That is.
Set of 6-pack shocks. for your
6-pack. There you
Gladiator.
go. That's nice. So we actually gave away I think it's the most 6-packs we've given away in one of these.
Yeah.
Because
I think you're right.
we had the suspension
Yep.
system with the 6-packs.
Yep.
And then a set of 6-packs for it. All of which are built right here.
Yep.
Right here,
Right-
assembly.
right
In fact,
downstairs.
almost right underneath us. We're over R&D here, so right over there.
Yeah, right.
Down that way. If I was to throw
Yeah.
something down that way, you'd have the.
We actually had to. They took part of Medson's marketing space away to make the space for where they were building 6-packs bigger.
Well, no, it was not my marketing space. It was where we put all our marketing junk.
Junk. That was all the stuff.
Which really, if you think about it, I just needed this much space, but I kind of like doing this with my stuff, right, and not putting things away. So, which is how my truck looks and my house looks. And,
Really, all the
Get
congratulations.
another.
People
All
are
right.
so nice.
So we're wrapping up here. Congratulations, everybody. This is cool.
Yeah.
So, by the way, want to mention next week, if all goes well and everybody can get together, we're having our annual review, which is like our 2022 year in review, 2023 prediction episode, where we bring in some other guests on board. Some surprise guests will be in and joining us, and we'll have that big thing. That's always fun to do.
Yes.
That's next week's episode. And what are we going to do in the next 100 episodes? Oh,
Man, what do you guys want to see?
Yeah,
we
tell us.
love hearing from you guys.
Tell us.
Send us a message. Let us know what you guys would like this show to either what we need to change, who we'd like to have on, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and should we put a Patreon up? I mean, would you guys pay us?
Yeah, subscribe now. A lot of things are becoming this whole subscribe to
Subscription thing.
get content, and
Yeah.
I understand it. Again, we've been so fortunate to just share so much of what we do with you all, and hopefully we provide you guys some good information along the way. We're not just entertaining in some sort of a drinking game, which I also understand that's necessary for some of the shops out there that need a break from their daily yuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm doing a few more call outs on names. Rob Underwood. So document Rob Underwood. And then another one is Heather Horner. And then Chad Brenny. All three of you have gotten calendars. Let us know if you want an ARS cover or if you want a Metalcloak cover. We have both. This is the ARS cover here on this calendar. Boom. Like that. The other one's Metalcloak. But those three have won calendars. Why don't you choose a Facebook person for a calendar?
Yeah, let's send a calendar. Jeff Palmer. I just read his text and yeah, Jeff will send you one of our calendars. And again, it's just amazing. Everybody's so thankful for each other and congratulatory of each other and
That's right.
It's part of why we continue to do these every week, even though in our crazy schedules sometimes we were really flying by the seat of our pants.
Sometimes. So if we're not all there,
Like
sometimes,
some guys,
I'm sorry.
sometimes it's like, hey, you ready? Yeah, you're ready. Like literally text, like, yeah, okay, 5 minutes. Like we're doing everything we're doing, and we stop for 5 minutes to actually get started, do the show. You think we had it all planned out, and then it goes. But
Yeah.
it's what we got to do. So we do it every week for you, and we appreciate all of your feedback. But let us know what we want to do.
Yeah.
I know we've tried to do more interviews, but that unfortunately takes coordinating where we actually have to have a schedule where we meet something. And so sometimes it's tougher.
That's challenging.
But we are definitely working on more interviews. But check us out, ModernJeeper.com, ModernJeeperAdventures.com, ModernJeeperForum.com. That forum is still growing, and feedback. Of course, you can reach me at matts@metalcloak.com, Corey at metalcloak.com, Jesse at metalcloak.com if you want to reach us directly. And of course, our social media. And as Corey mentioned, check out the CTI tour and what's happening on the CTI tour by using the new calendar at ModernJeeper.com.
Death Valley's open as well.
Yes.
That's right.
The next event after that will be Moab, I think.
Yeah, Moab's
Yes.
the next one
And
after that.
those reservation systems on the back sides
Registrations, yeah.
will be coming on here shortly. But Death Valley is open. We do have 2 trips. There's only one event page on Facebook. I'll change that this afternoon. Yeah, if you want to get out to Death Valley, this is your opportunity for the spring trip.
Guys, go back and listen to some of our Death Valley episodes if you want to understand that. It is incredible. And if you've never done Death Valley, it is just one of those mind-changing moments about understanding the history of America, history of this country, because of what it took to build Death Valley.
That's right. And we will have Del Albright with us on the spring trip back again.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's going to come out with us and share some of his amazing knowledge of that area. So,
Well, congratulations to everybody who won. Thank you so much for being part on behalf of Metalcloak on Metalcloak's 2023 I Resolve to Off-Road giveaway. Thank you so much for entering. It's much fun. More giveaways happening this year. We always will do it. We're thinking about whether we're going to do the Ultimate Rocklander giveaway again this year. That was huge. That was like a 3-month giveaway. We have a lot. That was a lot of coordination, so we just got to decide. I want to put the effort into it again. But we do appreciate all of you for being a part of these. And with that, anything else you want to add before we end off our 200th episode?
I
Come
get
see
it.
us.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. Cheers.